In today's society, vaping has become normalized and even advertised as a cool social norm. Although many are indeed aware of the harmful effects of vaping, especially at such an early age, many young members of society still choose to vape for various reasons. However, the main issue that I would like to address is how normal it has become to witness someone vaping at such an early age. How readily accessible cigarettes and its electronic counterparts have become to young adults for their use and their enjoyment. It is an urgent matter that needs to be discussed, as the effects of vaping on the body and mind at such a young age are immeasurable, as vaping does not only affect the body, but also the mind of an individual. But let's take a step back and look at how vapes work in the first place. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, or the NIDA for short, most vapes or e-cigarettes contain a cartridge that holds the liquid solution, or the juice, that contains different amounts of nicotine and other chemicals, depending on the brand of course. Besides this, vapes also contain an atomizer that creates heat, a battery that powers the atomizer, and a mouthpiece where the user can inhale the vapor from. All these components then work together in order to create vapor for inhalation, as vapes are reliant on chemical reactions between the different chemicals when subjected to heat in order to produce vapor and the desired effects. To operate a vape, the user must inhale or take a puff from the mouthpiece. This then creates suction, which triggers the atomizer that is powered by the battery to heat up the e-liquid or the juice into vapor, which is then inhaled for enjoyment. However, is it truly a source of enjoyment when the risk and negative effects of vaping far outweigh the cons? For one, vaping not only affects the lungs and one's heart, as most of us know, but it also affects one's cognitive functions as it impacts and causes various chemical reactions in the brain as it binds to the concerned receptors. Besides the risk of mouth and lung cancer, as well as increased chances of a heart attack, vaping also affects memory, especially in the adolescent brain. The human brain continues to develop until your mid-20s, and exposure to nicotine during this time in a young adult's life can impact brain development and affect memory, attention, learning, and impulse control. Besides this, vaping can also lead to seizures, stress, anxiety, depression, and difficulty with sleep. With that said, are we really going to tolerate young people wasting their potential and their lives for temporary enjoyment? It is truly a pressing matter that must be addressed, and something has to be done about it. For one, the very normalization of vaping itself can be somewhat blamed on somewhat lax regulations imposed by international organizations and by governments throughout the world, which goes against SDG-free good health and well-being. Besides this, social media and popular culture have normalized the act of smoking or vaping, making it seem appealing and cool to the younger generation. The very purpose of this video essay, is to ask you, the viewer, to do your part when it comes to this issue. Sure, there might be more pressing matters out there, such as wars, famine, and the environment. However, I would like to think of vaping as an epidemic too. It not only affects the Philippines, but also other countries as well. Are we really going to let young people destroy their lives, themselves, for fun? We have to do our part in guiding, correcting, and serving as role models so that the younger generation can be properly guided on what is good for them.